Well, today, the Carney government is going to table its first budget. Meanwhile, south of the border, voters in the states of New Jersey and Virginia and the citizens of New York City are going to the polls to elect 2 governors and a new mayor. All of which serves to remind me that we're just about a year away from municipal elections in British Columbia. As I walk along the Caslow River Trail and go up a fairly steep pitch, the political context of the day and the fact that, as I just mentioned, I'm going uphill, reminds me of some of the daunting challenges that face those of us who are lucky enough, and sometimes one might opine unlucky enough, to live in small, isolated, but oh so beautiful communities in the heart of beautiful British Columbia. Today, I just want to suggest to those of you who live in our fair province, and further afield for that matter as well, that it's never too late to start thinking about what it is that makes your particular community unique. What are its unmistakable handful, maybe it's only one, assets? And then I suggest that it's crucial that we as citizens, and then ultimately the people who are lucky or unlucky enough to be elected by us in those upcoming municipal elections next fall, 2026, have a cogent, clear, compelling vision of what makes our communities tick. What are its prime assets, and what is the strategy as communities, and through, not exclusively of course, but hopefully led by our local government, going to be to see to it that we maximize those assets through that overarching vision. Of course, all of our communities face often daunting challenges. Contingent liabilities, old infrastructure that is long overdue for renewal, a lack of innovative, place-appropriate, adequate, and did I mention affordable housing, decent jobs, well-paid, sustainable jobs for our young people and everyone else as well. Of course, these are all issues and others that must be tackled, but there needs to be an overarching strategy, a context within which those issues are tackled, or all we'll be doing is attempting to fight a war through tactics with no strategy. And as Lao Tzu once famously pointed out, fighting a war without a strategy leads to defeat. Well, as I mentioned a bit ago, the Caslow River Trail is full of uphills, and I'm on the biggest one right now. It's not easy, similarly, to tackle all these things, especially when we live in small, isolated communities like the one I'm in right now, Caslow, with limited human and fiscal resources. But I also know that communities like this are full of creative, often highly experienced, motivated citizens who love the places they've chosen to live and work, and would do whatever they possibly can to help those communities succeed. So remember that as you start thinking about next year's elections. Let's see if we can't see some progressive, interesting, thoughtful, inclusive new municipal governments popping up across rural BC, ready to rock and roll with and behalf of their citizens. Again, led by, guided by a clear, compelling vision of their community's strategy. Breathlessly yours. Talk to you later.